She's Cara Toynton, by the way.
And he's Jeremy Carr.
And you are watching on Sun TV the Police Bravery Awards 2009, which is incredible.
It's fantastic.
Well, thanks so much for coming to the awards. I mean, do you think a ceremony like this, what does it do for kind of the police? What do you think it does?
Oh, I think it's important because every day of the year the police are out on the streets, policing our streets, taking risks. Many get injured, some tragically get killed. They put their lives on the line for us, and I think once a year to have an event like this to say thank you and to give some awards to the bravest of the brave, I think is a really good thing. So it's great to be here and meet some of them.
What makes the British police force, particularly special?
I think what's special is that they police by consent. They're part of the community. People see the police as independent from the government, not part of the government. They see them as part of the community. And at their best, there's still that old-fashioned feeling that the police are part of the community, and it's not us and them, but we're in it together, and that's vital. We must never lose that.
What other amazing stories have you heard tonight? What's really kind of moved you? Obviously, that was a great story, but...
Well, it's always extraordinary to meet... whether they're the armed forces, the police force, people who put themselves out there, why they want to become. People say to me, why do you want to become an actor? And you think, well, because I want to show off and whatever. And you meet these guys and women who put themselves in the front and want to become police officers. And I've met some amazing people tonight, a couple of mums who lost sons and, children serving in the line of duty. And it's absolutely heartbreaking, quite frankly, One woman's son was 27, just going to work, and it just makes you aware of how, delicate and important life is, and when they're doing this sort of job, we have to give them the utmost support, and ultimately governments have to support them and listen to them.
So first of all, John, we know you're a big champion of the police force. What would you do to make their lives a bit easier?
Well, obviously it was disgraceful they didn't get their 2 months back pay with Jackie Spliff. It was completely outrageous. These boys and girls deserve a pay rise, they deserve their money, and they were cheated out of that money. There's no two ways about it. These people are at the front line of public services. Every single one of them's heroes, not just the people who have been nominated, not just the people who have won, but every single one of them, the increasingly thin blue line. We need our police force.
I mean, Connie, you've done some quite crazy things with your work on TV. Do you think you'd cut it as a copper?
No. Having watched, the VTs that they showed in the awards, I mean, they put up with so much flack. The police get so much grief and abuse. I would not want to be in the police force. And that's a reflection of, I do all the brave things or whatever on Blue Peter, but it's nothing compared to sort of when you're going into a situation that you just think you're on the beat or whatever, and then someone pulls a knife or something.
Yeah, you're right, but most blokes in Britain would love to see you in a uniform. That'd be fantastic.
Maybe we should have put them on together.
No, that's true though, isn't it? You know what I mean? Connie, no, you're right though, joking aside, these people are really brave, and the thing is, they just go out and do it every single day of their lives, and they don't talk about it, a bit like our squad is. They don't come home and brag about it, they just get on with the job. And that's what was so disgraceful when Jackie Spliff didn't give them their 2 months' money, when she stole that money from them. That is why it's so outrageous. These people can't strike, they can't go out and take industrial action. These people are really the salt of the earth. And I know that because my dad was a copper for 30 years, and my brother is now. But he's been one for 20 years as well. I'm immensely proud. Because I'm too
in the family.
Because I'm too fat and I can't afford the wage cut.
I wasn't going to say anything.
So, first of all, Graham, you won the wonderful award tonight. How did it feel to get presented with an award like that amongst all this kind of bravery?
I have to say that it took several minutes to sink in that they actually met me. It was so moving, and as my colleagues will tell you, it's rare that I'm lost for words, but I really was up there. It was just unbelievable, and I'm so humbled. With a room full of real heroes, just incredibly humbled, and I really do thank them. It's going to mean a terrific amount. It really does mean a terrific amount to me.
Obviously, these kind of awards are really important. Do you think it's really a good idea that we're publicising the bravery of the police like this?
After you, Nick.
I think it's absolutely wonderful. There is a much more positive attitude to the police than I think most police officers are aware of. But when you see what the Sun puts on tonight with the Police Federation, I mean, it really brings out how much we depend on them to do the most extraordinary things, incredible acts of heroism that I think most of us would be astonished to find it in our own souls. I mean, it's incredible to see what there has been tonight. But the one that I love most of all is the Giordano Award for the civilian that does it as well. And the one we saw tonight, rescuing people from a blazing car, when everybody else was standing around taking photographs of it. And somebody, just one individual, said, I'm going to go in and rescue them. Fantastic.
Just to reiterate that, we read a lot of stuff in the press, whether it be about the police or social services, and it's quite negative sometimes because that's a good story. So it's great that we're hearing positive stuff about the police force and again about members of the public. That so many people sit quiet and think that someone else is going to do something, and this guy stepped up and did something. I think it's amazing.
I mean, do you think some of the parents out there should maybe be taking control of their families, their children, the people that are kind of committing these crimes?
Saying it for 4.5 years, for me it starts all at home. Don't just have a kid because you've got nothing better to do. Invest in that child. Teach it the difference between right and wrong. It doesn't cost money to teach a kid respect and decency. That should start at home. It's not to the police to do that, or an education system to do that, or the prison service to do that. It's about mummy and daddy to do that. And that's what I say every day. Before you have a kid, think about it. That's all.
I mean, what are some of the most amazing stories you heard tonight, Cara?
Well, this is my second time actually, and I was here about 2 or 3 years ago, and I really wanted to come again because we get to go to a lot of nice award ceremonies, but you come to something like this and it kind of wakes you up to think, actually, that's what's really important, and they sort of beat the others hands down. This and the Pride of Britain are my favourites, and I'm really chuffed to have been invited again. And I think, Jeremy's just said it all, really. And
it'd be unfair, wouldn't it, to say one was better than the other, really?
Oh, yeah, it would. They're both kind of
all the awards,
highlight. They give you a bit of faith that there's a lot of good out there as well as a bit of bad that we need to put right. And it does start at home. And I think we have lost a lot of respect for our own country. And I think that's a shame. And we need to get that back.